God bless you, church. Well, God gives Nehemiah the call to go rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. So he goes and he gets a letter from the king. He gets the priests together and they start rebuilding the walls. But while Nehemiah is gone, there's a man named Tobias. Tobias works himself into the community. He gets a place in the house. He sits at the table. And while the Israelites and Nehemiah are rebuilding the wall, Tobias is breaking the foundation. He's sowing disunity. He's breaking everything. He does not want to rebuild. And this is the spirit of Tobias. And it's a demonic spirit. He criticizes, he looks to what's wrong, and he criticizes and he breaks down. So the walls were broken, remember. And Tobias, he continues to break. He doesn't want to build. But God is calling his church, his generation. And he says, build the walls, build the church, build the city, build it anew. So, of course, we look and we see things are wrong or broken. That's why God prophesies and he says, we will rebuild ruined cities. We will rebuild the walls. So there's the difference. We have the Tobias spirit who sees things are wrong and criticizes, and he wants to go back how things used to be. He wants to break things down. He doesn't want the walls of the church to be built up. That's a demonic spirit. So for Christians, for the church, we look and we have to say, wait a minute, we need to be in unity. We need to build together, get rid of the spirit. And when we see things that are not good or are broken, what do we do in the church? Do we complain? No. We start rebuilding. We're rebuilding that. And the best place to start to rebuild is your heart. The love for God, the love for one another, prophesy to one another, encourage one another. I had people who were in teams, and they were complaining that things in church was not good, but they were leading the teams. They were in charge of these teams. And I always ask myself, how can someone be in this position and still there's not good in the teams? It means they themselves have the spirit of Tobias. They must be breaking down, because we set the culture. If you're in leading of a team, if you're in charge, you can decide, what are you doing? What is your intention? Are you to rebuild ruined cities, to rebuild the walls, or are we to break down and criticize? So prophesy, church, prophesy life, prophesy. The walls will be rebuilt. Jesus' revival will be rebuilt. In the name of Jesus, the church of God will be rebuilt. And God is using us. He's calling you. What a privilege for us to rebuild the walls, to rebuild ruined cities. And this is the heart and the calling of the prophetic and the apostle, is to rebuild. So church, you have a choice. Who do you want to be? Tobias? Always criticizing, breaking down when other people want to build? So stand up, be a man of God, be a woman of God, and say, get this desire and ask God to use you. God bless you.